Hello everyone, and welcome to Blue Spoon Veggie, and this second video about useful foods I like to keep stocked in the pantry. There will actually now be a third part to this pantry series. I'll talk about that later on, but this time I'll be covering nuts, pantry vegetables, oils, and vinegars. I'll pop links to any recipes I mention, and also to the first part of the pantry video down below. Thank you so much for all your comments, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get back to the pantry. I like to keep a good selection of nuts in the pantry. They're so useful when you need to add a bit of crunch or extra flavour, and are full of healthy nutrients. Useful for snacking, I also use them in a variety of meals. I often use nuts as a flavourful garnish. Lightly dry fry them to bring out even more flavour, then chop them roughly before sprinkling liberally. Or you can do it the other way round and chop first. I love to lightly toast pine nuts, then sprinkle on salads, or to add a nutty finish to ratatouille and goat cheese on toast. Cashews are great added to curries like this paneer and sweet potato curry, or this butternut and paneer pilau. They also make a tasty topping for baked halloumi. To make this, add a good squeeze of lemon to a teaspoon of honey and 2 teaspoons of mustard and a little salt. Tip in some chopped cashews and panko breadcrumbs. Mix all those ingredients together. This is quite a crumbly topping, but delicious. Then use it to top some big slabs of halloumi, pressing it down as you go. It's best to do this on a board or plate, as it is a little messy. Transfer to a lined baking tray and bake at 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 12 minutes. I often dry fry hazelnuts and sprinkle on a risotto for crunch. Hazelnuts are a lovely match for goat cheese. Hazelnuts are also delicious in granola with a mix of other nuts. This is a blend of Brazil, hazelnuts and pecans, and you can also include sunflower or pumpkin seeds. Making granola feels so cosy and fills the house with warm aromas no candle could ever match. Like hazelnuts, almonds are just as content in sweet or savoury dishes. Use flaked or chopped almonds to add texture to a crumble topping, or to add crunch to a savoury dish like this honey chili halloumi. I think walnuts are one of the most useful nuts, and I use them all the time. Lovely paired with a cider vinegar dressing and an apple and walnut salad. Delicious in baking, a couple of handfuls of chopped walnuts also taste great in a buttery crumble topping, as well as pairing well with the apples in the crumble. Nuts can go off quite quickly, so I'd suggest keeping only modest quantities and rotating periodically through your selection to use them up. I'm going to use up the rest of these pecans by chopping them and adding them to a favourite chocolate chip cookie recipe. I probably won't replace the pecans for a while now to give me a chance to work through some of the other nuts. Beautiful pistachios are delicious chopped and added to a pilau. This is a bulgur wheat pilau. Peanut butter can also be useful in cooking. You can use peanut butter in this quick and tasty aubergine and lentil curry, linked below. And now from nuts, let's move on to another useful pantry category, vegetables that don't have to be refrigerated. I like to keep a stock of onions, brown and sweeter red onions most of the time, sometimes mild white onions too. If my little storage trolley looks like this, I know it's time for an urgent restock. That's better. Remember, try not to overstock your pantry veg though. If you do think you have more than you can get through, then you can freeze all the veggies I talk about in this section. See my veggie freezer video linked below for tips on that. Whichever colour of onions I'm chopping, I know I'm on my way to a flavourful soup, curry, rice dish. The list is endless. Another day, another onion to sauté, whether in oil or butter, or my often used mix of both. See the oils chapter later on for that, Onions are a cheap and easy way to add lots of flavour to your cooking. And where there's onion, there's often garlic too. A great team when it comes to starting a lot of savoury recipes like soups and curries. Crushed or grated, use according to your own feelings about garlic. Sweeter and milder than most onions, I always use shallots in risottos. You can also use them in soups and any other recipes in place of onions. The final veg I keep in the pantry, potatoes. I have white, salad and baking potatoes stored in the dark depths of the cupboard. Endlessly useful as a side dish. Roast, baked, hash browns, gnocchi or wedges. I think almost everyone likes potatoes. But potatoes are also a food that is often thrown away, either raw or because we cook too many. I know many of you are troubled by wasting food, as am I, so I'm working on a video just now to help use up those extra potatoes. I like to keep a few sweet potatoes in the trolley as well. To make an easy side dish, chop sweet potatoes into chips, drizzle with sunflower oil, add seasoning, and then mix through some sesame seeds and paprika. Bake at 200 degrees C for 30 minutes. Avocado and mango salsa pairs well with sweet potato. Mix up a quick dressing of lime juice, white wine vinegar and some salt and pepper. Then bake a sweet potato for around an hour, fill with the salsa and top with soured cream. Sweet potatoes pair well with spices and are lovely in curries, like this paneer curry, or added to bakes like this bean bake. Perhaps one of the less glamorous food categories, but so important. The kitchen would be sadly under-equipped without oils. These are the oils I usually keep in stock. To start, a mild flavoured oil like sunflower or vegetable that's good for roasting and frying, as well as when making Yorkshire puddings as a side dish. I begin many recipes with a combination of 1 teaspoon of sunflower oil plus 10 grams of butter. This partnership provides balance. The oil will help stop the butter from burning, and a small amount of butter punches above its weight in adding flavour. When I make pan-fried gnocchi, which I highly recommend rather than just boiling gnocchi, I coat the gnocchi in olive oil and then use a mix of sunflower oil and butter for cooking, so lots of flavours going on there. I also often use a mix of olive oil and butter for frying leeks and onions. Speaking of olive oil, I always keep 2 olive oils on hand, both extra virgin, but one's a bit cheaper to buy. The lower cost oil is still good quality and has a nice fruity flavour. I mainly use it for frying and for roasting vegetables, but you can also use it in salad dressings. The more expensive olive oil, I always try to buy pantry staples when the price is reduced, can also be used for roasting vegetables or making potato wedges. This is a single variety of a Greek olive, I won't attempt to pronounce it, with a fresh green colour and distinct taste. Good olive oil adds flavour when baking breads, such as in this herb bread. Then you can use the same type of oil with a little balsamic vinegar as a dip for the bread. It can be a fun foodie experiment to choose oils from different countries and regions and see which you prefer. Then give each a try in a salad dressing. I'll talk about those later on in the vinegar section, and to add flavour to dips, lentil salads and couscous. Another more unusual but versatile oil I keep in stock is macadamia oil. This has a lovely nutty, buttery flavour and can be used for frying and baking as well as in dressings. It's also tasty drizzled on homemade popcorn. Let's move on to vinegars now. These are the vinegars I usually keep in the cupboard. I know, there are quite a few. If you want to store just 1 or 2, then I'd suggest white wine or cider vinegar plus some balsamic vinegar. I'm dressing this apple and walnut salad with a cider vinegar dressing. The frittata video that features it is linked below. I mainly use red wine vinegar to add flavour to tomato dishes, like pasta sauces, soups and lasagna. When I think of balsamic vinegar, my mind always turns to roasted Mediterranean vegetable dishes. I use it in ratatouille, dressings and with olive oil as a dip for fresh bread. Other wine vinegars, like this sweet muscatel vinegar, are useful for dressing cooked lentils to mix with roasted veg, as well as in salad dressings. I always have sherry vinegar in the cupboard and use it in a variety of savoury dishes. A lot subtler in flavour than balsamic vinegar, it provides balance in recipes like this honey chili halloumi and tomato soups and sauces. For a fun change, I have a guest vinegar just now, Prosecco. A lot cheaper than champagne vinegar, I've been using it in salad dressings. It seems I make a lot of salad dressings, which is no bad thing. To make a simple salad dressing, use 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. Here I'm using a dessert spoon and olive oil with some Prosecco vinegar. Add salt and pepper, then whisk. You can see it blending together into an emulsion. You can add other flavourings like honey, mustard, or herbs and whisk again. Then use to dress a simple salad like this mozzarella and tomato salad. For a change from mayonnaise in coleslaw, you can whisk up a lighter dressing for grated carrot and cabbage. This one is an experimental mix of lime juice, dried mint, macadamia oil and cider vinegar with some salt and pepper. A quick taste check before dressing the veggies. It was very nice. Try making up your own blends. I couldn't talk about the most useful foods to keep stocked up on without including the ingredients that add spice to life and are so essential to cooking flavourful dishes. Once I started to think about this section in depth, it became clear that my enthusiasm for the topic couldn't be contained within this video. So, there will be a bonus video covering flavour boosting ingredients like dried herbs and spices coming out soon. I really hope you found this video useful. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe for more recipes and food ideas from Blue Spoon Veggie, and I hope to see you again soon.